not terrible. Getting it uniform and work nicely, and all that stuff. Take a significant amount of time past MVP.
So, I'll give you a preview of what the test cases will be for Project 5. And here again, something that should be surprising. So, I want to see your README. I want to make sure that you're validating input. So, yes, same kind of test cases that I put it through before. Hey, here's like a bogus value for a date. Oh, here's missing information. Want to make sure that the feedback to the user is reasonable and coherent. And then I want to make sure that you can, your program will support adding multiple phone calls to a phone bill and then doing some searches and making sure that it's pretty printed. And that's it. So, those are the things you need to focus on. Those are what's in the assignment. As far as the aesthetics are concerned, something that looks like this would be passable. I don't expect things to, be multicolored and to have. I guess I do want to make sure that if you resize it, it still looks pretty good. But even then, that's just make sure it doesn't fall apart. So yeah, again, what I want to focus on is the Java side of it, not the HTML and CSS, because I didn't teach you that, and I don't expect you to learn it in a week while you're also learning GWT. Yeah. Sorry, next question? That's okay. Might come back to you. Okay. Next week is the last meeting of Advanced Java Programming, and it's also the final exam. There are two parts of the final exam. The first part will be, whatever. I mean, it's worth 8 points or something like that, and so it's 6 points. It's 8 points. It's essentially 2 quizzes put together, but it covers any content that was on your projects. So things that aren't fair game. So juice and injection. Nope. That was a nice little bonus thing. Reflection might be on there because we did talk about that in terms of some of the unit testing and some of the stuff in Tomcat. But really, the things that you worked with for your projects, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, that's fair game for the assignment. There are like 6 questions or something. So you can sort of see how I might distribute it across the content of the course. It's a timed test. It's something like, I'll give you like 40 minutes to do the 6 questions. It's open book and open note, but no electronic devices. I don't know how to prevent people from cheating if they've got a laptop in front of them. So sorry. So kill some trees, study hard, do whatever you need to do, tattoos, I don't know, so that so you have the information in front of you here. I don't think I ask. Well, yeah. I mean, and so you'll need to know sort of the level of detail of stuff that you need to know for your project in terms of what APIs look like and how to use them and stuff like that. So the first part of the exam is individual. The second part is a group, a small group exam, and so please stay for that. Also, we'll have a special guest, Raul, who is our TA, one of our graders, sorry, is also doing a independent study with me, and he's done some interesting stuff using the Spring framework and has done some more advanced things with Java. And as part of the independent study, I want him to show off what he's done to you to sort of give you an idea of some other things that come next. So all of that is next Wednesday. And when it comes to investing time in your Project 5 versus studying for the exam, Project 5 is worth a lot more of your grade. So I'd recommend investing time and really understanding GWT, really having fun and exploring this stuff so that you can get good points on that. Yeah.
Can you expand on what the group portion of the exam?
Nah, I'm not going to do it. I keep it a surprise. It's okay. I've been doing it for like 18 years. And no one has run screaming yet.
Okay.
Crying, maybe. No. And in case any of you are worried, it is not getting up in front of the class. It is not that. Okay. So. Okay. So I could go play some more with GWT, but and building out Pac-Man. But I think one of the things that I've heard is that date formatting and date parsing, it's a little different. So let's work with that. What specifically would you like to explore as far as date parsing and date formatting.
I mean, it would be really nice to implement something that has a date in it and then have it pass on.
Okay, so like have a date that comes in from the UI, pass through the back end, and then like reformat it on the front end or something like
Just
that.
Make it go through the entire flow, because every time I try to build a date
Okay.
with any sort of formatting, it will go.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, so I was just messing around with this. I actually started using my real Pac-Man game, but we'll play with that later. Okay, so sure. Let's look at our drawing. A date. So let's see here. How about something like the following? So let's add another row here. Oops. Oh, okay. And let's see here. Let's have a game ends on. Okay. Game ends on, and then we have and then let's see here. The date format would be something like 03, 04, 2018. $9 p.m. And then over here, what do we want? We can make a little countdown clock or something like that. We can have.
So for simplicity purposes, you would recommend just having a field that has the entire day string, unlike multiple fields we had before we had date separate.
Oh, I don't know if it really matters. This is just what I want to demonstrate is the date time format class. Whether or not that hey, you could also have a couple of text fields and a little drop down, blah, blah, radio, blah, go nuts. Game has 17 minutes remaining. And then the time. Oops. I was making it a little smaller so we can all see it. Well, or maybe I can see it. Ah, too small. Anyway, that'll fit. Okay, so we'll do it that way. So we'll input a date over here, and then we'll format over on the right. Maybe? Yeah, okay. Let's figure it out. Yeah. Okay, so over here on the, where's my Pac-Man GWT? So now when I create the game editor, let's see here. Here is the create settings panel. Before that, I want to say editor dot create time remaining panel. Yeah, you know what? I could just put it on the settings panel, I guess. I think that's okay. Yeah, that seems to be okay. Okay, good deal. No, never mind. I'm being fancy. You don't want fancy, you just want something that works. Editor.add, okay, create time remaining panel. Do I need that? What's the game editor? No, I don't need that. Sure. Okay, so here I want to have a horizontal panel. Panel equals new horizontal panel. and then panel.add, and it'll be a new label. Oops. New label, and the label says game ends on, and then don't want a new line there. Then I want to have a panel.add and a new text box. Let's see here. This is going to be end time, date time equals new text box, end time set visible length. I don't know, like 12 or something, maybe 15. I can't remember. That, and then return panel. Oops. See how that looks. Okay, good deal. So now we want to input a string like 03. Well, it was today 8. And we want to be done by 8:15 p.m. Okay, so we need a couple more there. We'll just say 20. Okay, so now what do we do? When I'm going to put this into a field so that I can reference it later. So now when we click the play game button, we want to send that to the server. So we want to parse that and send it to the server. Actually, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's do the following. When the add change handler, new change handler. So when the value changes, let's parse it and set the date if appropriate. Okay, so then string text equals endtime.getValue. Get text. What's text? Get value. Same thing. And now, okay, date, time, format. No need. Format equals date, time, format dot get format. Let's see here. This is month, day, date, year, and then minute, hour, AM, PM. I think that's the right format. I don't know. Let's go ask the internet.
So,
Sorry, what?
it's
Ah, thank you. I think that's right. So I was looking at this a minute ago. Yeah, there we go. Yep, that looks good. Okay, and there's that. And so then date, yes, Java util date, please. Actually, this dot, not this, it'll be pacman gwt dot this dot end date, now end time. Oh wait, yeah, end time equals format dot parse text. So we'll start with this, see where it takes us. Just going to keep that on the clipboard so I don't have to retype it every time. Okay, didn't do anything. If we, I don't know, if we take some stuff off, what happens? Ah, it threw in a legal argument exception. Okay. So then let's surround this in a try-catch block. Can I do that easily? No intentions. Catch and legal argument exception. and then alert, alert, invalid date text. Okay. Let's see how lenient it is. So if I just have a bunch of stuff here, okay, it doesn't like that. Well, that's good to know. Missing AM PM. Okay, well that's pretty good. What was someone saying that like 1 digit, 2 digits? Okay, that's okay. If I have like letter Q. Okay, if I have like August 56th. Okay, so okay, didn't take that. That's fine, right? You know, the 56th of August. You know, it's I don't know. Oh, whatever. Okay, so okay, I now have a date, someplace. Okay, that's cool. Now let's send it to the server. Okay, so I can parse the date in. Now let's send it to the server, and we're gonna say, oh yeah, sorry.
So I can write in my mind then, because we don't have all of our Java tools that we were using before, that if we want to account for things like your 56th day of the month, that we need some other methods externally to test before you do the parsing.
I don't test that one. I mean, that's tough. Yeah. Because yeah, then you're essentially, you're essentially like having to re-implement all of this logic, and sidebar. So there was this time, a period of a couple of months, sometime in the 1700s, where the calendar changed, like where it basically it went from like October to December or something, right? And this was during colonial times in America, so it was like 1730s or something like that. And the British government decided it's the wrong month, we're changing everything, and the crazy thing is that this is actually implemented in software today. So, okay, sorry, this is so crazy. Month, let's see here, time change in the 1700s. I don't know if I can find it easily. Oh yeah, 1752. Okay, so, yeah, the Julian calendar to the Gregorian, yeah. So, here we go. September 2nd, 1752. So if you then go here and you say calendar 9, 1752. Bing! Anyway, the first time, right? This is the way that the month of September worked in 1752. And isn't it, right? It's missing a whole bunch of days. It goes from the second. and isn't it insane that, like, my Macintosh has to know about this, but it's the way it works. Anyway, dates, they're fun. Anyway, sorry. So it didn't say, it just kicked you, I didn't learn anything tonight. Well, now you did. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is how you do date parsing. And actually, someone was saying, oh, should I use parse or parse strict? Let's see what the difference is.
Try to pick the 6th of August.
Yeah, let's see if it. Oh, oops, I accidentally. Oops.
I think one thing to point out is that probably before you could encapsulate the formatting inside of the fruit call class. You're not going to effectively pick it out.
Yeah.
And that keeps it strictly to the client side, which saves guards against that problem.
Exactly. But the question is, hey, you still got that get start time as string method or whatever it's called. What do you do there? I don't know. Just have a return null and don't call it. I'm not going to look at your code. So. Got bigger things to worry about. Okay, so this guy is still valid. 56th. No, okay. Wow, so that's nice and strict. However, I don't think it supports this. Oh no, it does. Does it support 8.8? Okay, it does. So maybe strict is okay. Figure it out. I mean, as long as it doesn't do that. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So that's neat. Okay. So yeah, so now what I did is I parsed this date and threw it into this EndTime field. And now I want to send that to the server. So service dot. Yeah. So now when I create new game, let's send, in addition to the board, let's send the end date here, end time. And okay, yes, please. Yeah, yes. Do what I want. And let's do that. Oh, good, it added all over the place. This is good. Okay, so now I've got this end time. Not really using it for anything. But now let's see here. Let's just add it here to the game state. And let's see here. Do you want to format it on the server side? What do you guys want to see next? Formatting on the client side? Because formatting on the server side, you can't use the GWT classes as you showed. Although, oops.
Do we really need to format if we just, because we're already formatting once when we create the object, and there's no reason for it to do any particular type of formatting? Like, if we just format in that medium method in the first place?
Well, I think the best thing to do is to just pass around a date and not worry about trying to format it on the server. Just format it all on the client. Although if you're doing pretty printing, on the server, yeah, then you'll need to format it on the back end. But that should be okay. You can still use, as long as the code only resides on the back end and is in your server package, you can still use Java utiltext simple date format and stuff.
So you can't pretty print with the print writer like you were doing in the server.
Yeah, that is true. Well, okay, so you can't. Well, that would be on the client side. So yeah, you can't. I mean, if you want to do all your pretty printing on the client side, then yes, you have to pass in something like a string builder instead, because you can't use the writer, which is a bummer, right? Because I mean, here in Project 4, it was so nice to be able to say, oh yeah, or actually Project 3, it was like, oh, it's so nice to be able to print to standard out, or print to a file, or in Project 4, print to the response. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the limitations of GWT. Now I can. I don't want to be final. Now I can add a date here, and I can create a public date. Get end time. Return this dot end time. And so now I can pass this through, and then on my sorry. I don't need to see all these classes that I never use, so why do you hide the one that I keep editing? IntelliJ? Really? Why? It never talks back. And now here, when we show the game player, we will have, in addition to doing this, we'll also need, I need to, zoinks. Sorry. I'm also going to need to add more stuff to the UI over here, like that label. Game has 17 minutes remaining, blah, 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 blah. And so we'll call that, I don't know, the end time label or something like that. So let's create game player. Before this, we'll just say player dot add new label, and this will be empty initially, and so let's put it into a field so we can set it later. and we'll call. Why does it want to call it W? Oh, probably for widget or something. And we'll call it time remaining. And then in the show game player here, okay, this is where we're going to format it. So again, we're going to get our date time format equals date time format dot get format. Duplicate code. Fine. Okay. We're going to format. So this dot time remaining. Set text. We'll just do format dot format of state. Get end time. I don't know. Is this answering your questions? Is it really hot and dark and late at night? Yeah. Okay. That's the thing. It's actually getting quite dark, but we can turn on the lights. But there's really nothing to see that you're not already seeing. So we're almost done. Right. Okay, and now it's formatting it right there. We could, put more stuff in there. But I don't know. I mean, does that? I mean, I think through the discussion we've already, covered the fact that it's if to date, either you've put validation into your phone call class, which is now turning out to be kind of a problem in Project 5, or you've at least put the the formatting, which was a requirement of the assignment, in there, and now that messes up your toString. But this is how I recommend that you do it. You just pass a date back and forth in your phone call. Sorry, you had a comment or question.
No, actually, can you go back to
Yeah.
This is which file?
This is in my client. This is in the Pacman GWT. So this is where show game player is implemented, and so this is the method that's invoked after you've created the game.
Okay, so what is the Pacman service implementation on
Okay.
Java? Is it S or
It just passes the date through. It doesn't format it.
okay, that's fine.
Here on the back end.
Yeah, you never touch it on the back end.
Well, yeah, but I mean you could. But when you do, well, I mean let's just figure it out, right? So okay. Is there a logger here? Okay, system.out. Print line. Okay, so let's use a simple date format. Simple date format.
So yeah, you can use simple date format because this is Java code on the Java side of it.
Yep.
But you can't. If you try to use date time format, it's still fail. Right? Might just do it.
No, let's prove it. Because I don't know. Format. Okay. End time. Okay, so let's see if it does that.
You have to reverse the minutes and hours.
Did I do it again? Wow. Thank you. Now let's see here. So this will be JDK. Jerry. Let's. Okay, and so now what we do is we say date time format. It's also got this shared. Anybody know what that is?
Yeah, there's basically two implementations of it. The client one is deprecated, everything is should be quick version.
Oh, okay.
But there's some lingering to-dos. It was supposed to be shared, but it's not actually shared. There's like two different threads. One on an old Google, like circa 2014, 2015 version board, and then another GitHub thread, exact same topic. Nothing happened.
Fix.
So
They just moved the package.
It's just, it's. there
Must
it is.
fix. Implement.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh. Implement how? I mean, what's... That looks okay. Oh, man. Open source software. Oh. We can see the source code. Someone does it for free. And when anyway, okay. Where am I at? I'm right here. Someday format. Get this. Okay, right. This is the right thing. Well, let's just see what happens. Does compile. It compiles. Okay, it looks like it's loaded. Let's do that. Okay. Oh, yeah, it tries to call, yeah, GPT create. Yep, that would do it. This is the piece of magic that only works in JavaScript, right? Yeah. Okay, well, that's a bummer. Yep. So, actually, did it print out the other one before it blew up? Oh, yeah, right there. Good. That's not the current time. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, like, what is one to do? Right. I mean, because what you want. Yeah, I mean, because you want your phone call. Yeah. So what you've got is like game state. And so, okay, instead of, in addition to this, you also have something that's essentially get EndTime as string. And what does one do with this? Because here you want, if you want to be able to invoke this on both the client and the server, there's no one implementation that's going to work. That's going to work in both environments because of that guy, who's ever Java doc we were looking at. I guess it's in the source code. JT. So that's bogus. Yeah. Huh. So that only works. There it is. There. I'm just curious if there's a pattern for. There is a way of doing that. I thought of being able to test whether or not you're in. You're in client or server code, but then it might get compiled out. I don't know. Test if in GWT client code. No, GWT is client, but maybe you can do something there. Meh. So yeah, so the moral of the story is, if some of you were, you're now seeing that in order to conform with GWT and its rules, take advantage of what GWT has to offer, which might seem like less and less every time you work with it. Yeah, you gotta play by its rules, and so your code can't necessarily do exactly the same stuff that it was doing before. Yeah.
Okay, that's this question every time. So, because past requirements were to support date as a string and date as a date, does that pass forward to this point? I mean, that's technically not one of the
No,
requirements.
because the way I tested that before is by having the dash print option. Right, that was the thing that was supposed to invoke the toString. I guess I don't have that anymore. It's a pretty print. So you're right. Yeah, it's not a requirement anymore. So you can.
You technically store date as a string or date, whatever
Yes, and I know in one of the requirements of Project 5 that is there in Projects 1, 2, 3, and 4 is the print the value of the toString of the newly added phone call to standard out, and that's not there anymore. Yay!
Are we still required to pretty print in sorted order?
Yeah.
So then we, I mean, unless you want it to be horrendous, we need to sort it.
Yes. Yeah, you should be sorting as a date anyway. Yeah, if you want, your sorting otherwise becomes pretty awful. Yeah. Please, I hope no one did that. Actually, probably if you did, you still haven't gotten Project 4 done, so it's probably okay. Yeah, sorry.
Essentially, we deprecate the toString method.
Yeah. I mean, actually, more specifically, your get EndTime string, whatever. Yeah, have that just throw an exception sign to make sure that's never called. Okay.
So
Yeah.
how do we then print anything without doing toString?
No, I'm sorry. The toString method. So yeah, let me see if I can get this here. Actually, I think I've got it. Phone call. I guess it would be this one. So here I am. This is a different project. This was like the one that I created from the archetype. So this is like the bogus one. So you probably implemented this as getting a simple date formatter. Blah 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 blah. Just have this thing. Throw an exception or return null or whatever. Or you can probably just even say, your date.toString. That'll give it the default one that's implemented in GWT. I'm almost certain.
I mean, at some point, you need to be able to get the date into a string format.
Yes, but that's the pretty printer's problem, not the phone calls problem. Actually, this is an important lesson. Almost like I planned it that way, but I didn't. Single responsibility, objects should have a single responsibility. They should do one thing and do it well. In this case, your phone call, all it does is shuttle information back and forth between various things. And so actually it's probably a little bit of an anti-pattern for me to tell you, oh, hey, implement this, get start time string method using dateformat dateformat.short. Right, that's kind of messed you up for Project 5. Okay, but think of the important lesson that you're learning in object-oriented design and stuff. I know it sucks when it's 100 degrees out. Okay, so yeah, so just change this to actually even just what did I do? You can even have it return. Get start time, toString. That would work with GWT, I'm pretty sure. That'd be okay. Because you're not gonna, you're not invoking, you're never invoking this method, or at least you don't have to invoke that method in your pretty printer. As a matter of fact, you probably shouldn't, because this isn't very pretty when it prints. Okay. I'm gonna check in this code. And I'm wondering if there's anything else that you want to talk about tonight. Because this is our last time to be together in person. So.
Still planning office hours?
Yep, I'll be there at office hours. Got to eat before class. So I'll be there for that. Yes?
Is the final, are the questions going to be similar to the quizzes?
Yeah. Yeah, the final exam is basically 2 quizzes put together. It's worth twice as much. There are twice as many questions. There are 6 instead of 3, but it's over the the content is over the full breadth of the course.
And answering the way we've been answering the quizzes would be the same. Like they would be longer.
They will no. It's basically 1 sentence questions that require a little bit of explanation, but not like big paragraphs and
They're not like writing code.
not writing code. Knowledge of the APIs and how they're used and what they mean, yes. So you might be using some of the same terminology. You might be using language syntax and explaining keywords and things like that. But no, it's not like okay, rewrite your entire phone bill application here and then right now. That'd be dumb. Okay. Not that you wouldn't put it past me. Yeah, right. Okay. I think we're done then. My God, I'm about to pass out from heat exhaustion. So are you. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and keep asking good questions about Project 5. See you next week for the last time. Okay. You can.
It's terrible, yeah. Dry heat, I'll take it all day, every day.
I still prefer 65 degrees.
Oh, I mean,
Here, let me
it's
just
gonna be
get this
hot.
stuff
I'd rather it
checked
be
in.
hot and dry.
And sorry, what did I do here? Oh
Yeah.
Give an example.
Super awesome when it was like downpour in the middle of the summer when it was like 90 degrees for like 10 minutes, so there's water everywhere, and then it would stop and the sun would come back out, and then all that would evaporate, so you'd be like 200% humidity, you're just dying.
And where was this?
Louisiana.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's rough.
Yeah, it's not fun. I don't recommend it to anybody.
I'm still recording all this. Oh my lord. Enough.